Here we are, just 8 hours until the mega crab comes. I boost the masterpieces here, and that's all. And I use a unique troop layout using 4 Scorchers, 12 tanks, and Dr. Kaven, who can resurrect the Scorchers. And hopefully, this Mega Crab, we will add another diamond trophy to the collection. Let's see what we have to deal with. No ice is just what I like to see. The first thing we're going to do is to find the 3 shock mines. There's 1. There's 2. Oh, where are you, number 3? It's so much easier if people just didn't hide them from you. So again, 1. This 1 is there. 2 is there. Oh, where are you? He seems to have hidden the 3rd one quite well. Now this is actually very important to find these, because the Scorchers, once they get damaged, Dr. Kaven will begin to heal them instead of the tanks. And he'll be healing the tanks because we will shoot an artillery shell at one of the tanks. Which will keep him from going after the Scorchers. If he goes after the Scorchers, he could easily die from the explosion when they die. Oh well. Let's get this started. Let's see. We'll go left.
Barking.
And there's the damage to the tank. Shock that. Need to watch the Scorcher's health. Oops. And prevent that for sure. Scorchers don't need a shock there. A shock there. Critters on the back. They got the third shock mine. And there we go. Seems we lost the tank. Oops. Should have been watching closer. And that's the price you pay for not paying attention. Now that will be dangerous. But fortunately they're all in shock range. There's one. There's two. Hazar, the third one is somewhere on the right side near the base. Or maybe not. Take a closer look. Ah, right in the middle. So once again, one is there, two is there, and three. Where are you? Right, left side. That one we probably can leave for a while. The other two, not so much. Left side we go. Once again, no boosted ice. We'll make this fairly simple. Now to prevent the shot blaster from getting the scorchers, we'll put some critters in the back. We're gonna lose scorchers. Survival. Lost one, two. Prevent that one. Or that one. That is how you prevent losing scorchers in a bad situation. Definitely not up to my standards. That is going to have to improve it drastically before the Mega Crab comes. Or we might not be adding a second diamond. There's one, two, and three. No ices again. Seems we're lucking out so far. Now in the last one, I didn't particularly have the gunboat energy to take out the damage amplifier. A sacrifice I made for this crab. In particular, this is a gunboat crab. So I believe starting energy will not play as big of a factor, so I traded some of the guardian statues for attacking ones. Now let's get this started, shall we? We'll go left side so to avoid the boom cannons until later on. I got a shock mine. Now we got shock. Add critters. So near launchers. Watch that scorcher on the right. Oh no. And there we go. Better. Oh, seems I have to take back that resource space again. That resource space has been switching hands for the last 4 months. Okay, no ices again. One shock mine. Two shock mine. Where is lucky number 3? There's lucky number 3. Now for the base itself. 2 boom cannons in back. Whew, I would not do that. The cannons themselves are somewhat actually easy to avoid. These 2 could be entirely avoided. We go over here, we can avoid them. Not sure what this person is necessarily thinking in this setup. Not a very good one, especially when you don't have ices. Should roll right through this, no problems.
Land ahoy!
Avoid that. Traction for the shock launcher. Another one. Shock the shock. Keep away from those beams on the right. This time we will flare. Flaring in this strategy is dangerous, if you recall. Perfect. Another shot. Roll through this. It's pretty much over now. That's exactly how it should go. Now for the hard one. By that I mean the resource base. It's a bit high defenses, let's just say. Very high defenses. Honestly, there won't be fitting very much more. Okay. Those three are bunched. Easy for a shock target. Same for these defenses here, can be also shocked later on. So you're either wanting... Well, we'll just say I am definitely going to lose Scorchers here. But that's what Revive is for. Smoke there, rectangle. Shock. The Scorchers get spread out first. Shock again. Shock lanes and wall crit. Still haven't lost any yet. Those two are put out. There we go, one. Two. So we're letting them die here. So there'll be more ready to attack the other defense. Also, their explosion does quite a bit of damage. And it's over. It's better than I expected. Or around what I expected. Thankfully, this person has no items, but neither do I. And that is one reason it's trading hands all the time. I just like it when that does not appear right there. Only on resource bases though, thankfully. Okay. On to the next one. A grappler. Most people would shy away from these, but I actually don't mind. Especially if there's two. If there's two, you can actually, with Scorchers, have them more or less juggle two Scorchers between each other. Therefore, negating the need to actually destroy one. You can then just shock one or the other later on. If you play it right, anyways. Now... shock there, shock there, the third one, lucky number 3. Take a closer look, apparently. There you are. Now, for this, they've actually positioned defenses somewhat well. Oh, this is the first one we had with ices. Let's see here. 2 masterpieces, 36% and 32%. Still not enough. Nowhere near enough. Right now, I probably have about 80% in each. Let's find out. Okay, it was a little higher. 109 and 103. Now when a mega crab comes, it'll be 160 and 140. Well, where were we? Right, Ryan. Now, as to attack him, now you need to take very close attention to the range. Now, I can shock him. Now, when you do shock something with a sky shield, don't look at the top. Look at the ring on the very bottom. Anything outside of that will not be blocked. Anything inside? Yes, it will. And that can make or break it for you. Especially if it's critters, shock, any of the above. Anything but artillery and barrage. We're probably going to lose a Scorcher here, unless we shock it before it grabs one. Which, in this case, since it's low ISIS, we probably will. And considering the last defense is only basically a flamethrower. The name escapes me at the moment. We will attack left.
Land the horde!
Actually, one way to avoid it. Critters in the back. That's what I mean by shock. Gathering some energy for us. And since I forgot about the oops. Well, there's the one. Probably. Yep. Thank goodness we revived. Critters there, so the last Scorcher doesn't get hit too bad. Other critters safe. But unneeded. As I said, we're probably going to lose one. But really, I don't mind. When you have 4 Scorches and you're able to revive them, and you have instant troop training, it's not that big of a deal. But there were days long ago there was. That's interesting. Okay, the shock mines are easily visible around the base. This is definitely made for anti-warrior, it almost looks like. But grouping defenses like this... Oh, wait. I almost missed that. The damage amplifier is hidden back there. There's 3, so that's double their damage. And they have an ice damage masterpiece, it looks like. Yep, in the back. See the range of the rocket launchers. Far enough to cover all these buildings, unfortunately. If I had a different troop layout, one thing you could do on this, get some troops down here, take these out, and smoke your way to the back and take it down that way. But I'm not going to do that. I do not have much practice using this troop setup, and I'm going to need it. Now, during the megacrab, if you go far enough in the stages, Scorchers will lose their effectiveness. They'll just get taken out like they're pieces of tissue paper. That was what Bullet is for. But until that point, Bullet isn't as effective per se. Though with this crab, that might not be true. since it's excessive amount of energy. But reviving the scorchers will definitely be nice. In other crabs, it would be helpful. Because my biggest struggle with crabs is not the higher stages when I get to them. It's the middle stages between the beginning and the end. I tend to take more attempts than I should. And that will make or break your quest for diamond, if that is what you're looking for. You can also ruin it for others that are looking for gold or another trophy. Now let's get back to this. The boom cannons will rip us to shreds here. And I do not have enough energy really to smoke my way back there and shock these shock launchers. This is the moment we say screw it. Or maybe not. Looks like I'll have to wait later. That's odd. I've had this resource space for a while, but yeah. Held about a month or two. Oh, it's the second one I was trading with this guy for a while. Still. And they do have ISIS, and that is one problem. However, in my case, I don't care. We're just gonna power our way through this. That is one bad thing about putting those boom cannons so close to each other. Critters there. This is the danger, right up here. See how he's following the scorcher? That's the danger. As I said, I knew I was going to lose the scorchers. Despite that, he's taking the base. In the past, when I took this, I usually had the buff. And it went usually worse than that. And that was with bullet. No ISIS on this one either. One shot. Second one. Lucky number 3. Whatever. I almost committed a fatal error there. It would be very bad to go in that without scorchers. Now, for this, we're going to do something different. We're going to let the grappler take them. We'll let them take 2, perhaps 3 of the scorchers. And then we're going to shock the upper defenses there by the base. about to shock the grappler here. Not the spawn rifleman here. Oops, lost foot. Got my hair, I would have been paying attention to that more close. I was more worried about the tanks that were getting drawn by the grappler at that time. Just gotta remember that next time. Might be at the end of the player bases now, minus the one from earlier. Oh wait, there's one more. It does have some ISIS. It looks like they might have had another experimental defense in between those two. The space is just odd. Food cans positioned all around that grappler. Now in this case, they have made an air. The shock launchers, shock blaster, and grappler are all in the same area, which are very easy to shock them. And then, well, there goes your defense right there. And so they're so close, we can just keep shocking them over and over. Not wise. Do not do that. Try to preserve that sculpture. Both of them. Two of them. Launch the tank. Shock that for 1 second. Another smoking. Hopefully we don't lose anything else. Could have gone a lot better. Could have also gone a lot worse. But no intel for him. Takes more than one tank for that. Down 7 hours, 30 minutes. Now we're going to check on the previous base, the one where the owner was online. And they're gone. Okay, 91, it takes about 50 energy. You know, with the tank speed, you might be able to pull this off. First, we're going to shock the shock launcher so we can get them close to each other. And then we're going to smoke our way to the back. What's the worst that could happen? Good practice.
Blocking!
I've run out of energy already. I sincerely underestimate. Looks like we'll make it though, but I lost Haven on the back. I lost 2 tanks in the process. Could run worse though. Now we're gonna reflare the back. Pick up the energy on the way. We shouldn't lose any more. Could have gone a lot worse considering I ran out of energy there. Now we're gonna shock right there, so those boom cannons don't rip them to shreds. Smoke. Oops, that was a shock. But it didn't matter. Now, if I had actually tried to take this run on, I probably would have lost more than 2 tanks. Probably would have used Scorchers instead. From a cost standpoint, this is probably was cheaper. Yeah, much cheaper. Now, all the players are, well, gone. I believe. Time for imitation. To be cruel or not? To be cruel. There we go. We will be a little cruel here.
Welcome back!
We don't need anything else. That's all we need. Cannons can't even take out the riflemen. More from the blue cannons, probably. Nope. A little short. Now, if I want to be really cruel, I would bring 8 boats of medics along with Caitlin. My version of trolling. Specifically, Dr. T. It's a bit fun, actually. But we're not going to do this the rest of the way. No. We're going to go speed through this. Stage 6 and 7 are the challenging ones. I'm sure it will. Sure it will. Oh yeah, that makes me tremble. Now, this is a perfect opportunity to show you something else. And sometimes you will come across these bases that are positioned poorly. In this case, it just doesn't have enough defenses to stop it. Now, if a real defense was like this, even max level, it would not be enough. All you have to do is take this out like that. And basically, critters the rest of the way. You will come across bases where critters can actually take out the base entirely on their own. You need around 5 or 6 of them with the time you have on a max level base. And they'll take most of that time just trying to kill the base. But if you can take out rocket launchers and they don't put defenses close enough to hit any of those critters, you'll be fine. But troopless conquer. And the coming Megacrab may have something similar with the remote defib ability, which is different in one way from Dr. Caven's. That one can be deployed anywhere. So if you lose troops, say Zukas, in the front, you could resurrect them in the back near the base. Food for thought. Looks to be about a level 40 base, maybe a little higher. Yeah, a little higher. Now, if I was level 40, what do you do here? Well, you probably don't even attack it. If you were, shock is your friend. Tank medic probably could take this out. If I'm being honest, I think my alternate count could take this out. It'd be close. It would have to be tank medic. Critters now. Shock. And okay, if you're still not sure about the troops I have here, with the buffs at 100%, that is a Scorcher. Almost 90k HP. Takes quite a bit to go through that. The tanks, well, their health is at 13k. That's half of a level 1 Scorcher. Oh, a little bit more. A level 1 Scorcher has 25k HP. As for the damage, it's about 4k a shot. A little bit more. Not much. Now, if you want to look at the other troops, the riflemen have about 1k. Half of what a level 1 heavy has, which is 2k. The heavies have. Now for the hero. The one hero I had neglected is Brick. That can be very useful. That in particular. And sadly, I still need to max the energy drink. That was next on the list. Now for level 8 bullet, with my statues, 60k. Now the Scorchers were at 90k. So, bullet is basically like another Scorcher. But with this perk, on the higher level, with high ices, he's usually more valuable than one. However, on operations, well, you gotta be careful. There is a particular group of defenses that can rip through him fairly fast. That is sniper towers. With the high amount of damage, the sniper towers can actually hit that max. And if they do, that's a max every 1.4 seconds. Now looking back, with pain tolerance, say you have a bullet with 52k HP. You can take 52 of those shots. Now, it's not actually going to be 52, it's going to be lower. That's not even taking into account energy drink, which will be very useful as Mega Crab with the extra energy. That damage is also not exactly correct. The lower health gold is, the more often he tends to shoot. There's also something else you have to be aware of when using that. If he's shocked, he won't use it. Many times, what can happen is you use energy drink, but bullet will die while shocked. And you've just wasted all that energy that you used on energy drink for nothing. So you gotta be careful. Anyways. Let's see. Now, for my defenses, mortars have been neglectful of. That's the last boom cannon we need 16. Let's see if we can get it from imitation stage. Oops. Fairly simple. Still want to power through this. Not really a threat to us. Two more. Yeah, we should be able to get the materials for that boom cannon. So, we want to do something about those coins too. I was hoping for something a little more challenging. Sometimes the level 6 one, stage 6 I should say, is actually more difficult than stage 7. But this time, not so much. Now let's see. Unfortunately they're all in range of base. So I guess we're not going to be using the critter strategy here. But let's use a different troop layout this time. Let's see. That'll do. It'll be a little fun. Now this setup, it can be very useful if an opponent basically has like 3 doom cannons, which if you're going scorchers and tanks, I don't know what you're thinking. That's not something you should try to attack with scorchers and tanks. Especially if there's ices on it. They will rip through scorchers very fast. Now, using this priority to take out the rocket launchers first. You need to avoid shocks. So shocking them is ideal. At least that's what I usually do. Now, after that, something people might overlook, mortars. They can deal significant damage to riflemen. To a lot of them. If you don't have enough HP, they could even potentially one-shot them. A group of them. That is why they're a threat. This will be fairly simple. First, we're going to take out the rocket launchers. In the past, I usually only have enough to begin with to take them out. We all have left over. Take out the shots. Critters to take out the last one. Off we go. Now what I like to do is use cave-in here to basically give you more rifle. That was 48 more rifle. Critters. They need a shock here to shock this around the base. There's traction. With minimal casualties. Ultimate base? I don't think so. Not once have I actually needed 2 attacks for these. Decent, probably about the same that I normally, well, a bit lower than what I typically see on the map. Right after the last megacrab, I noticed a lot of bases boosted ices. But as the time has gone on, not as many are boosted. Actually, not very many at all. Fortunately. I didn't want to boost back then, so it was fairly difficult, and I lost quite a number of victory points. 150 to be precise. To get that diamond statue, I sacrificed both of my ice masterpieces. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. I just love that purple statue. It was also very appropriate since I prefer Scorchers and tanks. And it was the Scorcher megacrab. For this, something different. I'm gonna have enough more energy for this. And go all Scorchers. Well, it won't provide what we want per se. Okay. Go Ever Spark for this. This is more just for fun. Because I almost never attack with Skull Scorchers. But this time, we will. Mostly because it's a Doom cannon, that would be fun. Wait for it. There we go. It's a little late on that. That'll distract that, sort of. Another shot. I'm sure you will. Not. And that's just enough. The last boom cannon to max out. Now we gotta do something about that. No one's getting their hands on that. Now, I may be primary attacker. I'm ashamed to admit. My warriors are not up to snuff. Used to be worse. They used to be at level 8 a few months, maybe 5 months ago, I want to say. Like level 7 or 8. Still, this isn't a far cry from what they're capable of. Grenades has been the next thing I've been working on. I've only did want to try it, but I need them higher. Or they just die. I also need to max these out too. But we're going with grenades for today. And this is a wrap. Map is entirely cleared. Something I doubt we're going to get a chance to do much during this lovely mega. Put our troops back the way they were. And remember, I'll be here in 78 hours. I'm going to stream this. My attacks on the Mega Crab. Last Mega Crab made it to stage 83. Locally, ranked 140. Seems some people weren't as good as I thought they would be on the Scorcher's tanks. Before that, my highest ranking was 700 and some. I also could have been ranked higher if I hadn't missed, I want to say 7 attacks out of 50. But even still. At stage 83, the Mega Crab's ISIS was the same as the strongest base on Operation Stronghold. Even with the mortal Scorchers, it doesn't matter if the Doom Cannon almost wipes them out entirely in one shot. True story. My Scorchers took about 18-20 seconds, somewhere around there, to regain all their HP of constant attacks, which Scorchers do not do. Well, that's a wrap.